Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Look, I gotta say up front, I really like Anthony Pompliano. He comes off as a super likable guy. He's really very knowledgeable general in crypto. I mean, I think that is fair to say, which is why the headline on your screen is that much more astonishing to me. Here it is from dailyhodl.com. Bitcoin bull Anthony Pompliano says he's confounded by Ripple and XRP. Man, technology's hard. I don't even know how that Webernets work. How am I getting this on the YouTubes? Don't know. Look, so here's Anthony Pompliano. For those of you that don't know, here's his Twitter account. And he's got a massive following. 274,600 followers right there on Twitter. He is the co-founder of Morgan Creek Digital, along with Mark, it's either Yusko or Yusko, I don't know how to pronounce it, but those are the two that founded it. Anthony Pompliano, he's all over the news. He's very frequently on CNBC, and from everything that he says, I personally would describe him as a Bitcoin maximalist. And so, presumably that would then, okay, fine, there's store of value. That's allegedly a use case for Bitcoin. Okay, well, it's not used for anything else. So, there's that. But in terms of actual reasons to support Bitcoin, presumably he would see it as being used in place of fiat currency, or at least in addition to fiat currency, the way Satoshi Nakamoto envisioned it to be used, Bitcoin to be used as a peer-to-peer cashless system, even though we're nowhere near that, even though Lightning Network doesn't work, requires pre-funding of accounts, and it's a centralized solution. That's what the Lightning Network is. So the Layer 1 technology is just not so hot. Nonetheless, he is all in, and he owns... he owns a lot of Bitcoin. Don't know how much. He's never said, and he shouldn't, but he has publicly stated that over half of his net worth is in Bitcoin. I kid you not. That's massive. So that shows you the level of confidence he has. So I'm going to cover this piece here and share with you some of my thoughts, and then I've got some various Twitter posts that I want to share with you. Some having to do with SIBOS. And that's the Swift conference that's going on right now. Started yesterday, and I think tomorrow's the next day, the last day rather of it, I believe. And then I'm going to wrap up the video with this piece from the Daily Hodl, and it is titled 30 brands and more than 25,000 stores will soon accept Bitcoin in France, with altcoins on the way. It's just a piece that I found fascinating. Before we get going, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. Talking about XRP on here a day. So let's dig into the first piece. Bitcoin bull and Morgan Creek Digital co-founder Anthony Pompliano says he's a bit perplexed by the digital asset XRP. On the latest episode of the Life's Tough podcast, Pompliano talks about the impact that the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap has on the cross-border payments company Ripple. Now here's a quote from Anthony Pompliano on this podcast. Frankly, I'm very confounded by XRP, mainly in the sense that I think the software company behind it, Ripple, what their ambitions are, makes a lot of sense. They would like to help banks transfer money more easily. That seems to be a very rational perspective, and it's something that if you've ever used a bank, can be painful. Where the questions come in, and I probably lack understanding, is how XRP is needed in that process. I always say that if people could mentally separate Ripple, the software company, from XRP, the token, there'd be a lot less backlash against Ripple, the software company. I think a lot of the backlash and the controversies around that, some of it's around how it was sold, some of it's around how it's used today. Okay, so let me tell you the part that I think is fair that he said. He said, I always say that if people could mentally separate Ripple, the software company, from XRP, the token, there would be a lot less backlash against it. Of course, well, if that were the case, then even though blockchain technology is used for X-current, if there were no native digital assets associated with anything that Ripple's doing, Ripple would barely be in the news. You're talking about in a situation where either XRP doesn't exist or Ripple's simply just not using it. And if that were the case, fine, there would be less backlash because there would be, it's the funny thing here, there wouldn't be Bitcoin maximalists attacking Ripple then, right? Isn't that funny? So he's hitting the nail on the head on that point. But again, it's his clan, basically. People that are sharing the mindset of that he has. that are frankly attacking it. Now, Anthony Pompliano, he's being forthright here. I appreciate that, and he doesn't trash talk other projects. So still nothing but respect for the guy. It's just fascinating to me that he could be so knowledgeable in the realm of crypto, yet not know the use cases, plural, for the cryptocurrency XRP, third largest in market cap according to CoinMarketCap and LiveCoinWatch.com. Is that not astonishing you? And so he says that he doesn't understand. He admits that he's lacking understanding. And it's just so funny to me because, mind you, he's all in on Bitcoin, which doesn't have a use case. Because I still maintain that if a cryptocurrency is not being used for anything else long term, to me it does not make sense that the people that hold it now would perpetually have this confidence. And to me that just sounds like some sort of weird Ponzi scheme if it's not being used for something. Now, if it's being used for something, that's completely different. If it's adopted and it's actually genuinely getting used in some capacity, okay. And so people just keep putting money in because they understand there's something to the asset class, haven't all figured it out. Meanwhile, XRP is the only cryptocurrency in the world being used in the commercial production of anything. And it's not even conceptually that hard to understand. And he's got to be so well connected in the world of crypto. You could just ask somebody and somebody could explain it to him inside of a minute. He's a sharp guy. He could probably pick it up pretty quickly. Settlement is an issue. Payments and settlement are very different. And XRP absolutely is perfectly positioned to be used as a bridge currency, converting one fiat to another. But the problem is, fundamentally, he doesn't understand how the correspondent banking system works. That's a huge piece of the puzzle he's missing. If he understood that, which is that the correspondent banking system is simply a chain of bilateral banking relationships, if he understood that, then you could start to understand how things get messy as it pertains to moving money around the world. Then you could start to see, well, what if we could cut out all those middlemen with this decentralized cryptocurrency, which you can, via XRapid-enabled partners. Exchanges such as Bittrex in the United States, Coins.ph in the Philippines, Bitso in Mexico. XRapid-enabled cryptocurrency exchanges that serve as pools of liquidity. And so for corridors where you have XRapid-enabled exchanges, you don't need a chain of bilateral banking relationships. You can settle, I'm talking not just the payment, but change your fiat currency from whatever you're holding to another fiat currency effectively in real time. We're talking about XRP moving on-chain in 3 to 5 seconds typically, and it can be a little bit longer given that there are local rails. Admittedly, it can be, God forbid it add a minute or two. It's effectively real-time movement around the world of money. And so part of the rails, it includes, if you're talking about the exchanges, the pool of liquidity, how quickly internally does that cryptocurrency exchange facilitate the transaction of the movement of XRP. And you've got two cryptocurrencies exchanges involved, mind you. So if you're moving from XRP from the United States and Bittrex to Bitso in Mexico, well, that's two exchanges. So if they've got some snags, it technically could be slower, but nowhere near the days that many are used to seeing it take to move money around the world today. And so it's kind of surprising to me. But on the flip side, he holds so much damn Bitcoin, I'm sure. He's got, I don't know what the quantity is, but if that's that big a percentage of his net worth, I can see why he wouldn't be thrilled about other cryptocurrencies outperforming. So interests are aligned in a certain place there, right? But, oh man, I would love to sit down and talk with this guy. I really would. And I feel like he'd get it pretty quick. I don't know, for people that are just, in the, entering the world of crypto, it actually, for me, it took me a while. I don't remember exactly how long, if it took a month or 6 weeks, whatever it was, to really start to fully understand the use case of XRP. Like, it was explained to me, but in order to get it where I knew it so well that I could, I conceptually understood it so well that I could easily spit back an explanation of how it works. It takes a little bit to get it to that degree, but even so, I feel like if I could just sit down and talk to him, be like, here's the use case, here's why Bitcoin can't do it efficiently, and then you could start to understand how it doesn't make sense to be a maximalist of any coin. Different coins can be suited for different use cases based on their attributes and the needs and desires of those that are associated themselves with it, especially from a business perspective. Different businesses want different things. People in different countries want different things, and there could be geopolitical implications and all sorts of other reasons that one coin will not rule them all. Nonetheless, I still like the guy, and so I follow him. But there you go. All right, check out this. This is a tweet from @RipplePandaXRP. who writes, "A picture is worth 1,000 words. Look at how things have changed and progressed upward and onward." And so I'm going to blow up the picture here. It's a little collage of a few pics. So you've got 2013. Now I'm presuming this is 2013 at SIBOS, because on the right that is 2019 at SIBOS. And you can see on the left in 2013, Ripple's got their little booth set up here. And not that it looks like crap, but next to what they did for 2019, it kind of looks like crap. So they've come a long way. They've really upped the production quality, and I just think it's really cool. But not that, seriously, if it were 2013 and I came up to that booth, I'd think, okay, that's a fine-looking booth. But damn, look at what they did in 2019. If you're not driving, you should take a look at the screen, because if you haven't seen this, it's rather impressive and aesthetically pleasing. But yeah, that's their new setup for SIBOS 2019. Now check this out. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. This is awesome. So Ripple tweeted this out. They getting people crunk out there. Check this out. At SIBOS 2019, Ripple writes this. Stop by for cocktails and I meant to use dictionary.com to look that up. What's a canopus? Is that something where I'm stupid for not knowing it? I can't tell. I'll do it after the video. I'm not going to do it right now. I won't subject you to that, but I don't know what a canopus is. I don't know. Maybe I'm just embarrassing myself, but I have no shame, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, so they're serving cocktails in canapes, happening now at stand K135, and that's awesome. Check this out. They're just freaking giving drinks out. Yeah, come by the Ripple booth. Yeah, I absolutely would. Multiple times. It would be a good time. And then you got this tweet from Marcus Treacher, and his title, I think he has it on his tweet. Yeah, there you go. He's a Ripple employee, Global Head of Strategic Accounts, Marcus Treacher. And then he writes, if you're at SIBOS today, do come visit our stand. I call it a stand. It's more than a stand. It's like a castle. Anyway, find out how we're building the Internet of Value with our banking and tech partners worldwide. And then you got this guy. I had not heard of him before, to be honest, Chris Gledhill, but he's a fintech influencer, a keynote and TEDx speaker, writer and advisor, and he's a CEO and founder at Seco Aura, which I had not heard of, and I did not research prior to recording this. Doesn't matter, but he's got a couple pictures he took at the SIBOS event at the Ripple booth. Check this out. So there's Ripple, and here's his free adult beverage from Ripple. That's awesome, man. I just thought it was cool and wanted to share it with you there. All right, next piece here. This is from Daily Hodl. 30 brands and more than 25,000 stores will soon accept Bitcoin in France with altcoins on the way, report. A burst of support for Bitcoin's mainstream use as a currency is reportedly coming to France. 30 brands and more than 25,000 stores will accept Bitcoin in the first quarter of 2020. Here's a look at some of the big-name brands on board. Boulanger, not familiar, must be more of a regional thing over there or something to that effect. Foot Locker, Decathlon, Conforama, Maison du Monde, I'm sure I'm butchering that. Intersport, Cultura, Norado, Sephora, Mustaches. So I knew like 2 of those. Anyway. A different part of the world, though. It's fine. According to the French media outlet Le Figaro, the adoption is coming via a partnership between crypto payment provider East2Play Payment, Easy Wallet, and Global POS. Once a user pays for an item in BTC, the funds are immediately converted to euros and sent to the merchant. The CEO of Global POS, Stéphane Dejean, says Bitcoin is not the only cryptocurrency company the plans to support. Initially, the service we offer will only allow the use of Bitcoins. Our goal is to open our solution to other cryptocurrencies in the future. And of course, that got me thinking, will XRP one of them? Be one of them. Co-founder of the pet food brand Mustaches says the move will make it much easier for brands to accept crypto assets. And here's a quote. The acceptance of cryptocurrencies is a real challenge for the brands, and we are aware of the expectations of the public and the reach of the message we send to a whole community. Early this year, tobacco shops across France reportedly began selling Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Dash. The crypto startup Digicode partnered with Paris-based payments giant Igenico. I never know how to spell that. Those are little pads all over grocery stores. Anyway, to essentially sell crypto IOUs that allow buyers to redeem their crypto via Digicode's website. And so I thought, given what I was saying about earlier about how Bitcoin doesn't have a use case, here you go. They're trying to make it become used somehow. I still don't see where we're at technologically. With the Layer 2 technology that is Lightning Network, I still don't see how you effectively use Bitcoin as a currency. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. And even if it does happen, it's still acceptance of a centralized pre-funded solution. It's like Nostro Vostro for cryptocurrency, basically. Sounds kind of silly to me. So I don't know. Maybe XRP would make sense, though. But, people have been trying to get Bitcoin to a point where it can be used as a currency for like a decade. Not really panning out, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. But that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!